Welcome to the value meta. So this deck was originally going to be a funny challenge deck where we're going to try and win a game with 0 power in our deck. But it actually turned out pretty fun, so I decided I was going to turn this into a budget list because I realized how cheap it is. For those who aren't aware, this is Big Butts Take Lives. So yeah. It is built around a simple idea. We're going to play high toughness creatures and play an ability that will force our creatures to use their toughness instead of their power. So, super quick deck tech here. I'm going to say it's 4 rares, 8 uncommons, and just tons of commons. So, start with the lands. We'll just say it's nice and easy. 10 plains, 10 forests. If you have any additional lands you've opened in your packs or just floating in your collection, throw them in here just to make the mana base a bit better. You don't have to lock into mana bases in these videos. Then we move into our payoffs. So, our deck is built around 2 cards, Bedrock Tortoise and Huatli the Sun's Heart. Both of these creatures have the key ability that creatures deal combat damage with their toughness instead of their power. So, and they also have additional abilities. Huatli can activate a -3 to gain us life, equal to toughness, and the Bedrock Tortoise can give hexproof to all our creatures on our turn, which might be relevant. But our big finisher here is our uncommon Tower Defense. 1 in the green, creatures we control get -0, -5, and gain reach until the end of turn. That sounds very interesting. Oh, it's just a cool way for your creatures to survive combat or a damage-based board wipe. In most circumstances, if we have Huatli or the Bedrock Tortoise out, this is the most insane and powerful combat trick you can play in Pioneer. So we want basically Huatli out, bunch of toughness creatures, and then to kill our opponent. With that in mind, let's talk about some of our effects here. So first we'll cover our mana dorks. We have Skull Caretaker and Leafkin Druid. Basically they tap for mana or tap creatures for mana. Surfkin Caretaker does have Defender and can't attack, but it's nice having a 1 mana dork that we can set up for a turn 2 to ramp us out. Next we have the 2 creatures I include here as our emergency creatures. We have the Turtle Duck and the Stillborn Sentry. Basically, if the game goes long or we lose our ability to do damage based on toughness, these are creatures which can get around that. Turtle Duck, we can pay 3 to turn it into a 4/4. And Shoehorn Sentry, if we can gain the City's Blessing, it will always be a 3/3 for 1. So there are backup, everything's gone wrong plan we've got to use on there. And the rest of our deck is nice and easy. It is just creatures with high toughness. So we have Armored Armadillo, Lagon Band Trailblazer, and Giant Ox. If you want to make this deck but don't have these creatures and don't want to craft them, that's easy. Just go into your collection and find anything with high toughness and low power that doesn't have Defender, slam them in that. And that's the deck. We're going to just play. It's a pure best of 1 deck. We're going to go play some matches and see if we can use our big butts to take lives. First game with Big Butts Take Lives, and this hand is perfect. We have toughness creatures, our pump spell, and a Huatli for a payoff. Opponent's on Gruul, so we could get run over really quickly here. So let's drop a Turtle Duck for defense. One of the great things about this deck is we can deploy a lot of creatures which will give us high defense. Right, getting punished by a mana base here. We don't have mana, so we'll play the Leafkin Druid. Just hold back. Oh, opponent has an end step. Oh, Bone Crusher Giants. This is a Gruul aggro deck. There's a Bone Crusher. Still, right, I don't want to run a Huatli out into potential burn, so I'm just going to develop the board here. And I think the only thing I can do here is just literally run out one of our creatures because we're struggling for mana here. Like I said here, if I run out Huatli and they swing in with a 4-drop, with the if they have a hasty thing or a couple of burn spells, they could have things like Strangle or 4 damage creatures that they don't want to use yet. Basically, I want to set up for a turn where we can Huatli and Tower Defense to just kill our opponent. Down to 14, we're not going to block. Ooh, a Rekindle. Oh, I love this card. Man, I used to play the heck out of that. Alright, we draw another card, so let's play a Turtle Duck. Then let's play a Stubborn Sentry. Let's threaten to turn Turtle Duck into a 4/4 here, so we'll hold back all our mana. Because next turn, we can, if we draw a land, we can Huatli, swing out, and tower defense. If we don't draw a land, we can Huatli, swing in, hold back the Leafkin Druid, and pump to kill everything. So currently we have 15, 18 power on the board. So we could... ooh, it is close. No, we're going to take this. We'll go down to 6. We are in danger of double Lightning Strike, but... Alright, just another Rekindling Phoenix. Let's see if they're going to play. There's a land tapped, so... Right, we don't have it, so let's go for this Huatli. We now have combat. Swing in. Hold back the Leafkin Druid. And now, even if 3 things get through, it's +5. So it's 15 damage on top of everything. Yep, that's beyond lethal. Nice. Good showing for the deck. Second game here. This match was interesting. I think our opponent just underestimated. So we have the Tortoise here, so this is great. And we have a Mana Dork on 1. One thing about... Ooh, Murph... Oh, this is a Blue Devotion deck, I believe. Spoiler alert, we don't get to see much of it. There's an Opt. Or there's some kind of combo deck that they're trying to go off here. But here we can develop our board so we can play a Turtle Duck and a Leafkin Druid. This kind of reveals that we are toughness based here. However, if they're unfamiliar with the deck, they might just... Okay, chart a course. What do they discard? They discard... Okay, they're basically a combo deck trying to win here. So, I'm going to deploy the Giant Ox and then the Bedrock Tortoise. And then see if they have a plan for this. Because next turn, if they can't... Their only option here is really bounce the Tort. Okay, they play the Banner. And they opt. Okay, they're dead. They're digging for something. Yeah, so let's tower defense and swing in for 40 damage. Damn, nice show. Last game with Big Butts Take Lives, and we're 2-0. Can we get a 3-0 in our funny deck? No, we can't. This hand though is perfect because we've got a Mana Dork into... Yeah, we can deploy a ton of toughness here and throw the Tortoise down. So plays the Caretaker. Opponent is on a Naya Triumph, so this could be a Niv list. Oh no. Oh, this is Naya aggro. So let's just deploy as many creatures as we can here. And we'll play the Armadillo because it has it's more toughness. Right. Let's see what happens on their turn. Play a land. There's Ruby, the Daring Tracker. Big fan of Ruby. Kami of Whispered Hope. So we have a clear shot here for some damage. So let's get it in by playing the Bedrock Tortoise. Tap our smaller creatures. Swing in for 8. Alright, we've just got to feign an attack and hope they don't go too crazy or they can take out the Bedrock Tortoise. There's an Ouroboros. That's scary. They put a counter on the Kami, which is 2 counters. Wait, how did they put 2? Oh, is it Calm? Oh, wait. And they all in to make minus counters. We're not dead yet. We've got to just go in aggro here and hope we can put through enough damage. So let's attack with everything. Hold back 2 blockers. They're going to have to be forced to block here, which might give us a bit of time. We are going to lose a Century. But we put him down to 8, so provided these 2 cards aren't too crazy, we could have won from here. Fortunately, they have the perfect 2 cards to win the game. They have Helena, which will give a huge bump to the Ouroboros, but I'm thinking, okay, I can chump. And then they have Kami, which gives perfect trample and super. Yep, I could have survived if they didn't have perfect 2 cards there, but good game, sir.